Hello, and welcome back to Road TRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode is number 958. We are in the middle of the Final 50 Trivia Challenge today, part 43. Today's quiz was sent in from the lovely state of Massachusetts. Dennis and Jalon sent in a 21-question trivia quiz. We've got questions from all over the place, lots of different categories, lots of different levels of difficulty. I think everyone's going to enjoy this quiz. Good luck. Question number 1. After a new moon, the moon becomes increasingly full. After a full moon, the moon becomes decreasingly full. What are the two terms used to describe the moon's increasing and decreasing fullness? The answer is waxing and waning. Question number 2. With little progress being made on the Western Front during World War I, General John Thompson believed the ordinary infantrymen needed a new weapon he called a trench broom. What is the common name of this weapon? It was called the Tommy gun, or the Thompson machine gun. Question number 3. Don Johnson played Sonny Crockett in the 1980s TV series Miami Vice. While he lived on a boat throughout the series, in the early episodes he had a pet alligator there with him. What was that alligator's name? That alligator's name was Elvis. Question number 4. In colder climates, many individuals use wood stoves to help heat their homes. Wood emits a substance as it burns which coats the inside of your chimney and can cause a chimney fire. What is the name of that substance? The answer is creosote. Question number 5. The 7th book of the Bible is known as Judges. Samson and Gideon were two of the more famous ones, but only one of the listed judges of Israel was a woman. Who was it? Her name was Deborah. Question number 6. In about 4 billion years, the Milky Way galaxy will collide and fuse with the Andromeda galaxy. What is the name given by scientists to the new galaxy that will be formed when that collision occurs? I'll give you a hint, it's not very creative. When the Milky Way and the Andromeda collide, they're going to call it the Milkdromeda. Question number 7. Before technology simplified the alcohol proofing process, the alcohol percentage in liquor could be determined by mixing it with gunpowder and then lighting a match to it. A blue flame indicated what proof? If you had a pure blue flame, you were at 100 proof or 50% alcohol. Question number 8. President Harry Truman had a sign on his desk indicating that he accepted personal responsibility for governing the U.S. He didn't originate the saying, but we probably wouldn't know it without him. What is this famous 4-word phrase? That phrase that he was famous for was, "The buck stops here." Question number 9. 3 astronauts went to the moon twice. 2 of those astronauts, John Young and Gene Cernan, both landed and walked on the moon. Who was the 3rd astronaut that made the trip twice but never landed on the moon? One of those times he was on the Apollo 13. His name was Jim Lovell and never made it to the moon surface. Question 10. Anyone affected by this may have an unreasonable fear of darkness and dark places. Although individuals, especially children, may feel uncomfortable in the dark, this is far more than that. What is the scientific name of this irrational fear of the dark called? The answer is nyctophobia. Question number 11. When using this low temperature cooking method, food is first vacuum sealed and then it is slowly and gently cooked in a heated water bath. What is the French name of this cooking method that means under vacuum in English? The answer is sous vide. Question number 12. In 1982, AT&T was forced to break up into 7 smaller companies called Baby Bells. The separation was completed in 1984, but AT&T was allowed to keep its flagship long-distance service. What was the motherly nickname for AT&T back then? The companies that broke off were called Baby Bells. AT&T was called Ma Bell. Question number 13. Cars need a way to provide a proper air and fuel mixture to the engine. That is currently known as fuel injection. But prior to fuel injection, what mechanical device handled this operation? Before fuel injection, it was done with a carburetor. Question 14. A piano is a stringed keyboard instrument that was invented in Italy by Bartolomeo Cristofori around the year 1700. A standard piano contains 88 keys. Most are white, but how many of them are black? "52 are white and 36 are black." Question 15. In 1868, Edmund McIlhenny produced this sauce on Avery Island, Louisiana. Named after Capsicum frutescens, the chili variety used to produce it, it includes 3 ingredients: vinegar, red pepper, and salt. What is the name of this popular sauce? The answer is Tabasco sauce. Question number 16. In 1985, Microsoft released the first Windows operating system 1.0. Windows 2.0 followed in 1987. Windows 3.0 arrived in 1990, with 3.1 following in 1992. What Windows operating system was released in 1995? Little bit of a trick question, it's just Windows 95. Question number 17. This moon measures only 7 miles in diameter, and it actually resembles an asteroid more than a moon. What is the name of this tiny moon of Mars, traditionally considered the smallest in our solar system? This tiny moon is Deimos. Question 18. Prior to bayonets, this long thrusting spear was used by infantrymen. But this word is also a type of fish found in northern hemisphere brackish and fresh waters averaging 16 to 22 inches long. The weapon and the fish are both called pike. Question 19. Isopropyl alcohol is commonly called rubbing alcohol. Methyl alcohol is used in manufacturing and in solvents. Name the third type that comes in undistilled or distilled varieties, impacting the proof of an alcoholic beverage. The term we're looking for is ethanol. Question number 20. The discs in a human spine act as shock absorbers. They also act as tough ligaments that hold the vertebrae of the spine together. So how many discs are in the average human spinal column? The answer is 23. Alright, well that is it for today. Thank you everybody who watched today's episode of Road TRIpVIA. Thank you to Dennis and Jalon for submitting the questions for today's episode. As the viewers, as everybody who watches this channel knows, we've recently moved from England to America, so we went, from England, switched countries, got to Ohio, drove to Kansas. Next week we're going to Las Vegas and then to Hawaii for a wedding, then back to Vegas, then here, then St. Louis. It's not very easy to get everything set up and the microphone and record a daily trivia quiz, but the hardest part is writing the questions. The hardest part is sitting down and coming up with 21 good questions, either in a specific category or like these in the random, just 21 random questions. That takes up the most time, and I could not have kept up with these trivia quizzes if it wasn't for the 50 people who are submitting trivia quizzes for the Final 50 challenge. I think we're only at 44 or 45 right now, but I'll be back in Ohio by the end, so if we don't get the last 6, not a problem. I can do those. The people who have submitted these up to this point is what's keeping this channel going for the month where I'll be traveling around and living out of a car. So big thanks to Dennis and Jalon for today and everybody else who submitted a quiz for the Final 50 challenge. I hope when we have our live episode in September and we give away $500, it goes to somebody who knows how much I really appreciate all the work they've done, because I know firsthand how much work it takes to write a 21 question good trivia quiz. So, with that being said, Dennis, Jalon, thank you very much. Here is question 21 from their quiz, the tiebreaker for episode number 958. This CBS children's television series aired weekday mornings for 29 years, from 1955 to 1984. The longest-running nationally broadcast children's program of its day, featuring a marsupial name. What was it called? Starring Mr. Moose, Bunny Rabbit, Mr. Green Jeans, and Grandfather Clock, that show was originally called Captain Kangaroo. All right, and that'll do it. See you tomorrow for part 42 of the Final 50 Challenge.